exploring the intersection of AI and HR. This is the AI HR Daily podcast.
Hi everyone, I'm Tim and this is Chris, and this is the first episode of AI in HR Daily as a podcast, and we are really excited about this one. We started this news outlet a while ago, and now things blew up in a way kind of that we got so much traction on our platform, and therefore we think it makes also a lot of sense to go for this more visual appealing layer of a podcast in order to talk a lot about different use cases and news in the AI space, specifically focused on the HR domain. And we thought we just use this first episode to introduce ourselves, introduce what we do, and especially why we run the news outlet and now also this podcast. Maybe Chris, pick us up a little bit.
Exactly. So, hi everyone. My name's Chris. I, together with Tim, built this foundational platform, which is mainly in the recruiting space. We launched AI HR Daily a couple of months ago as a news page, very much focusing on the niche of HR and the combination with AI. There are so many AI tools popping up right and left right now in the HR space. And because everything is getting flooded so much, we really wanted to focus on what is actually happening in the market. Where do we see developments in certain industries? Do we see enterprises adopting AI more and more? Where are there problems, especially in regards to compliance and legal? And I think this podcast gives us a very good opportunity to also speak about weekly developments, dive deeper into articles that are posted on aihrdaily.com right now, and also share experiences from our recruiting platform that we have in place, with mainly companies using it in the Middle East and in Europe, but that also gives the opportunity to exchange thoughts there.
Yes. And as Chris mentioned, or as you mentioned, right? I think it's really interesting to see that all these AI tools are popping up across the HR value chain. Obviously, in the beginning, having the recruitment part where we are also playing with our technology and our agents. Then going further with the whole topic of talents internally, discovering also talents internally, conducting succession planning, upskilling people, and then also a lot of topics regards performance reviews and performance evaluations. All this is part of this news outlet, or is covered in parts of this news outlet, and giving us therefore a pretty interesting insight in the whole industry. And maybe as we are now talking specifically about our AI in HR daily setup, it might make sense to go even a bit deeper how we are in the first place now leveraging AI to kind of upskill ourselves in our industry that we are in. So Chris, would you mind maybe walking us a bit through the process of how we produce these articles?
Exactly. I mean, right now, a lot of people are using AI in all of their processes. And I think it's getting more and more easier to access AI agents, what at least the general consent is of AI agents, right? Whatever that means. But we can get deeper into that as well. And how this whole thing started was we looked at, obviously, there was a trend a couple of months ago with OpenClaw and Co., where everyone was starting to launch agentic orchestration layers where agents would at least communicate with each other and distribute tasks right and left. So it acts as an autonomous system without any human being involved. And I think this technology that was then presented with OpenClaw gave a lot of other platforms the opportunity to then build something stable on it. I mean, Tim, I don't know if you remember how we started this. It was like a weekend project where we built the whole weekend on a orchestration company. And on Monday morning, we launched it and everything broke together and nothing really worked. And I think you were then pretty much, we had the mindset where I remember, Tim, that you said that hey, let's structure it once, let's build a process, let's start very small, and then we can scale over time. And I think this is how we started the whole thing, right?
I think this was really a really good take to also maybe generalize on a bit in terms of like starting really small, making this stable and scaling this, because we were talking a lot to other people which were like putting in then like 100 agents into like a paperclip company, and obviously the system was very overwhelmed with the whole setup and nothing was ever working. And really we really started really small with a few agents to research content, to produce the content, to post the content, and things like this.
I mean,
And really
what was the
started with
foundational goal, right? First of all, what was the goal of this whole exercise? Was for us to learn more about the market.
exactly.
So that was the core idea. How can we build a platform that generates 5, 6, 7 articles a day where we learn more about what's happening in the global market? And that's how we started, right?
How to make this as easy as possible was our like question, and therefore we came up with the setup in Paperclip, which produces now these articles focused on our niche, produces them in a blog form so we can read through them, but also posts them on LinkedIn so we can go for the short version as well, and produces also like audio podcasts which are automatically posted on Spotify. And it's quite a cool thing to wake up in the morning and see there are 3 new podcasts available from our news outlet, which are talking about different topics in our niche, right?
And can you give us a few stats now? So I think we've been live for like 3 months now, right?
Yes. I mean, we can also, and I think this is also a mantra which will come along with our podcast, be really transparent how things are running right now. And so by now, looking at in the first place now at our Spotify statistics, we have a total consumption time of 5 hours from our podcast episodes, obviously driven by ourselves, but also driven by external people which are interested in
Keep
different
in
topics.
mind, these episodes are very short, right? It's like 3, 4 minutes, short summaries of what the updates are in the market.
Exactly. And then we had 115 plays in the last 30 days, which is, I think, also quite decent number for, remember, a really hands-off approach. So we don't do anything to produce all of this content. And
No distribution, no ads, no nothing, right? So
Ex-
we live off AEO and SEO.
Exactly. And I think AO is also really an interesting topic in itself. And if we look at the statistics in terms of like who is actually accessing our platform from where, so really looking at the blog part, we see quite a lot of traction from Gemini, the AI service from Google, but also from ChatGPT and Perplexity, where we had then, looking at the last 30 days now, roughly 3K visitors on our website, across roughly 250 articles. Obviously, a lot of traction is also coming from LinkedIn, and here we also can share some stats for the beginning, and this might be also a cool thing to look back then at some point when we are further down the road. So if I look now at the last 30 days of our LinkedIn performance, we had like 3K impressions with these posts, 130 reactions, so likes and things like this, and a bunch of comments. So this
Which
is
is
kind of,
okay, right? But it's not like we didn't spend any money on ads, so it's fine, I guess. But
I think it's truly amazing, to be honest. I mean, first of all, it's serving our purpose in educating our team and being up to speed with all the developments. And then it's also adding value for a lot of different people all over the world, and driving also then as a second layer traffic to our like main product Ovi, which is a really great, and maybe this.
yeah, and I think that the numbers for people that hear them the first time, it's maybe not like blowing them away from their seat. But if you take into consideration that the niche that we're targeting is so small, people that are only looking for AI updates in the HR space, right? And this has to be people that are really interested in either learning more about new tools or senior management that has a mandate to implement AI in certain aspects of their HR process. As Tim already stated, the value chain goes from to, right? From sourcing candidates to, in the end, training them and upskilling them. So we cover most of that value chain with our daily updates, and in the best case, fully autonomously. So yeah, we're excited to dive deeper into a weekly update of different topics. I mean, to be very frank here, we are experts in the whole top of the funnel space of the HR funnel. So everything from recruiting to succession planning to partly also upskilling. I think we've done a lot of projects in those sectors. We'll also speak a bit more about our core platform, Ovi, but we'll get there. Let's say it like that.
Yes. And I think maybe to close it off with this like engine we have built now with these different agents preparing and posting the data for this niche is also something which HR leaders can use to upskill people for really niche topics, right? Because you can build such an engine for whatever niche and then just let it run and have this specific group participate in the data which is generated and learn and grow with the generated data. So this is, I think, a good learning how to use AI for especially upskilling or generally educating people in a pretty simple manner.
Cool. I'm excited.
Yeah, cool first one. Let's see how many people will watch till the end. Leave a like if you did so. Otherwise, really excited about the next ones and excited to get this one then out in the next days.
Thanks.